So she looks down and said that she sees just like moving shadows, and she's like, oh
no.
fish. And then she realizes that they're not fucking fish. They're sharks. And she's like, sharks, get out of the water.
That is so fucked up. It's fucked up. So fucked up. It is just so damn fucked up. That's fucked up.
Okay, here we go. Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. This is That's So Fucked Up, a podcast about cults, murder, and other generally fucked up stuff. We're your hosts. I'm Ashley Richard.
And I'm Michelle Mosher.
And we were going to make this a kind of two-part episode, but then we realized that Michelle's story was really more about getting stranded at sea with potential shark. And my story is definitely about getting really fucking eaten by sharks. So we decided to make it just two separate episodes, 110, 111, but we're dropping them both like they're hot today.
109, 110.
Yeah, what are numbers? I don't know.
You know what? A lot of people didn't know numbers in my last story, so it's fine. Today's the day for not knowing numbers.
Yeah, and if you guys don't know what she's talking about, go listen to 109. That's the right number, 109, where Michelle basically...
I cover the true story of the film Open Water, the story of Tom and Eileen Lonergan, and how they got left behind on their snorkeling adventure.
in the middle of the ocean.
Terrifying.
Yeah, so today you weren't feeling scared of the sea before. Now I'm going to terrify you further with one of the worst stories that I've ever come across. And actually, if you are a longtime listener or you're a current patron, then you might recognize this story from episode 8.
8. The single digits.
The single digits.
That's
Wow.
so crazy.
Yeah, so it's been 101 episodes since I covered this story. And I was like, you know what? That was probably my favorite story ever. And I want to tell it again. So I'm going to.
Love it.
Yeah, so I watched the documentary again just to see if there was anything that I would add. And I was like, you know, it's been a couple years and my storytelling has definitely gotten a little bit more thorough. So I am excited to retell you the story of the capsizing of the Trashman yacht.
Ash, can I just say, I'm super excited that we're doing this because this was one of my favorite episodes from when I was just a wee little baby listener, episode 8 times.
Just a little listener.
Just a twinkle in TSFU's eye. And I used to, whenever I would tell people about the pod, this was the episode that I would tell people to listen to first. And then when it became patron exclusive, I got really sad because I couldn't recommend this episode anymore. And so I'm really excited to be able to re-recommend it to the world.
And I'm not the only one who thinks it's like the craziest fucking story ever, because my main source was a show called I Shouldn't Be Alive. And it was season 1, episode 1. So that shows that these people were like, dude, this is like the craziest shit we've ever fucking heard. And then I saw capsized blood in the water on Shark Week.
Love Shark Week.
Because I just, I like to dive further into that fear. And the entire time, my jaw was just to the floor because I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys today.
Really excited to share my deep fear and anxiety. And hopefully you too can walk away.
Hopefully spread it on to you.
Yeah.
Also, in case you didn't listen to episode 109, again, go back and listen to it. But if you didn't, then I still really want you to hear this announcement. So hear ye. TSFU presents a spinoff series of TSFU, That's So Fucked Up the Podcast, is premiering on Monday, September 5th.
So exciting.
That is in just a couple of days. So mark your calendars for Monday, which is apparently Labor Day. For you, that might mean I'm not going to listen to a podcast. It's a holiday. I'm going to be barbecuing or something. But what about the drive to and from the barbecue? I mean, there's still plenty of time. What about while you're making that potato salad? There's plenty of time to listen to a podcast. So
what about when you're with your friends and you inevitably run out of things to talk about? You're like, hey, you want to put on this episode of this new podcast?
But make sure that you tune into the premiere of TSFU Presents, which is a spinoff of TSFU. And it's basically a mini-series where every month I dive into a particular place or topic. And each episode, I have a different co-host. And my first co-host is going to be friend of the podcast, former FBI special agent, Dr. Brianna Fox. And we are going to dive into Ted Bundy's case. Yeah. What?
So amazing.
I'm so excited. Yeah. So our first season is Colorado Carnage, and it is about some of Colorado's most notorious murders. So get ready for that. It is going to be super exciting. I break down Bundy's case. Brianna breaks down his psychology and other stuff that she's, obviously way more knowledgeable about than me. She actually co-authored a book with one of Bundy's arresting officers.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
She's pretty badass. So please make sure that y'all subscribe to that when it comes out on Monday. Yay. Yay. So excited to bring that to you guys.
Amazing.
Also, I just wanted to give a little shout out to the amazing men who listen to the podcast and to the women with amazing men in their lives, because I know that, with the murder of Brenda Lafferty and the history of Mormonism and then FLDS and Greek life and hazing and most hated man on the internet and Trainwreck, we realized that we've had a lot of stories lately that are primarily about large groups of men behaving badly. And maybe the hashtag don't trust men has come up a lot lately.
Every once in a while.
So we just wanted to acknowledge that we don't hate men. We know there's a lot of good ones out there. It's just apparently, without us realizing it, been a big topic of ours lately.
I mean, there's a lot of men out there doing bad things, and we talk about those bad things. So
yeah,
yeah.
But kudos to the men who are a part of the solution. You guys rock.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Yes, very much.
A lot of the people I love in my life are men.
That's what she said.
I mean, yeah, in theory, I suppose. Also what he said.
She did. They all said it.
They all said it. A lot of people have said it.
Okay, so should I tell you the story?
Please tell me the story.
You think you can handle the truth?
I mean, I'm stoked to handle the truth.
But are y'all ready for this? Sorry, I think I'm just like goofing off because I'm so scared to tell you the story. It's
Which is so funny.
Scary.
This is like round 2.
I know, but it gets me every time. I rewatched the documentary today and I was just like, my God, I cannot imagine a worse situation. So let's go. Okay. It's October 1982 and a pretty nice yacht called the Trashman. It was a 58.
It's a terrible name.
For like a nice yacht, right?
It's a pretty nice yacht. It's called the Trashman.
This is Trashman over.
I literally picture a boat full of garbage when you say that.
Like a garbage barge.
Like a garbage barge. A garbarge.
Say that 10 times fast.
Garbage barge. I won't do it. I won't listen to it.
Yeah, so it's a 58-foot sailing yacht, and a crew is sailing it from Maine to Florida. It's a 1,300-mile trip through the Atlantic, and it goes straight through this place that they call Hurricane Alley because it's known for its
hurricanes.
Yeah, I don't want to go there. No, thank you. So this guy just hires a crew to sail his yacht. He's like, I'm going to be in Florida. Like, I'm in Maine right now, but I don't want to sail down there. I mean, can you imagine? I'd like that life. Except for I wouldn't, because I don't want a yacht.
I want a yacht to sail around a lake. Really nice lake. Lake Michigan. I'd take my yacht on that lake.
Yeah, no, that could be nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's relax.
No sharks in there?
Yeah, it's pretty predictable.
No hurricanes, no sharks.
Good stuff.
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
So on crew, we have John Lippeth, who is the skipper. He hired Debbie-scaling-trashman-podcas, who was definitely the most experienced sailor on board. She's a total badass. She was actually the first American woman to complete the Whitbread Round the World race, which sounds pretty intense. So
yeah,
she's a real survivor, as we'll see. We also had John's girlfriend, Meg Mooney, who was basically just along for the ride. She was expecting a tropical boat vacation.
Well, of course. Who wouldn't?
Poor Meg. That is so not what she got. Then there was Brad Cavanagh, who was Deb's friend. And then Brad's friend, Mark Adams, who turned out to be a real fucking wild card. He was an Englishman. And Deb said that right from the beginning, he just had a real kind of weird, chauvinistic, wild card type attitude.
Oh. I don't know if I've ever heard someone described as a wild card and had it end up being a good thing. Maybe. But it seems like that's usually something you say about someone whose unpredictable behavior leads to a series of predicaments and unfortunate events.
The first day and night started off with super nice conditions. Deb said that it was just perfect sailing. It was a really clear night. The boat was fun to steer. It was just good stuff. Good sailing.
Great.
Yeah. Great. Up until a storm starts to build. And she said this isn't a squall, which for all you non-sailors is just a passing storm. She said that you could feel the momentum of this storm building really fast. She said that when they would go up and down the waves, it felt, quote, like an elevator when it drops.
Jesus.
That's already a really hard pass for me.
Yeah, I get super motion sick. So no thank you.
Yeah, for me, it's not about the motion sickness. It's about the
sheer terror.
I'm in such a big storm at sea that it's like an elevator dropping.
It's bad.
So already we've begun my nightmare. Their nightmare, my worst nightmare possible. It is 50 to 60 mile per hour winds and 30-foot waves.
Oh,
just take a minute to imagine how high 30 feet is.
I am bad at spatial reasoning, but that's too high.
It's very high.
That's more than if I had 6.5 of me standing on my heads. It's that many. It's too many.
It's too many of you.
Rude.
Yeah. And then Mark, the wild card, he's been drinking all day and stuff, and he's just up on the deck.
Such a wild card.
Fucking howling at the wind, like Captain Dan in Forrest Gump, just like, woo!
Yeah, wow, what a wild card he is. Such a wild card.
So he's just up on deck having a gay old time and just not behaving appropriately for the situation at all. And really nobody is, because then Meg, John's girlfriend, goes on deck for whatever reason. There's no reason whatsoever that she should not be inside the boat at this point, because she's not a trained sailor in any way whatsoever. So for some reason she's up there and she fucking falls or somehow gets hit really hard in the back, and they can immediately see bruising start to happen on her back, and it's obviously that it was around her kidneys. So she's already just kind of fucked from go.
Why, if there's 30-foot waves, are you going out?
I don't know.
Don't go out.
No, don't
stay
go out.
in.
Yeah.
Don't go out. Stay in. Meg, stay in.
Meg by far has the worst experience possible in this story. Just from here on out. It's Meg. It's fucking poor Meg. Really bad. So before we get further into that, I think now is a good time to take a quick commercial break, but don't touch that dial because we're about to present a sneak peek of the upcoming show, TSFU Presents, which is going to be premiering on Monday. So make sure to stay tuned. We'll be right back.
That's so fucked up presents. That's so fucked up presents. That's So Fucked Up presents. That's So Fucked Up presents.
Welcome to TSFU Presents. TSFU Presents is a spin-off series of TSFU the Podcast, a podcast about cults, murder, and other generally fucked up stuff. In TSFU Presents, each season is like a mini-series where we dive into a particular place or topic over the course of 4 episodes. In the first season, join me, your host, Ashley Richards, along with various other amazing co-hosts, as I discuss 4 of Colorado's most notorious murders. Here's a sneak peek of Colorado carnage.
The craziest part is if you look at Ted Bundy's victims, if you look at Stephanie's picture, and then you look at his mom/sister, or what he was told his sister, she even looks like them. So the question is, yes, is he killing women that looked like Stephanie, or was he into Stephanie because she looked like his mother, and he's killing women that looked like his mother?
Oh my God, I think it's B. Do you agree?
Totally, that's my theory.
But he had a closed-door meeting with the judge, Judge Dickerson, and told him, hey, I found these photos of my dad eating poop. I don't feel comfortable around him. And the judge ordered him anyways to go by himself on a plane. Yeah, to visit his dad.
What the fuck? So on one occasion, a neighbor heard the bell continuously ringing, so he went over to the house to check on Helen. And when he got there, the house was quiet. And Helen was hard of hearing, so she hadn't heard anything. And she also said that she hadn't been ringing the bell at all. So the house quickly gained a reputation for being haunted, and people started referring to Philip's murder as a, quote, ghost slaying. Mary escapes this brutal attack. It was described by a prosecutor as the worst he'd ever seen. She ended up banging on a door in Silverthorne, Colorado, begging for help. Luther was found with his truck, which was covered in blood, and he had scratches all over his face.
There was some pretty significant evidence when they found him. Absolutely. And, she obviously survived, and she was able to describe her attacker. He was found relatively quickly.
Head over to wherever you listen to podcasts and hit subscribe, because this bad boy's coming to you on Monday, September 5th.
That's so fucked up, that's so fucked up. So fucked up, that's so fucked up.
That's So Fucked Up presents Colorado Carnage.
Okay, and we're back, and it gets worse from here. So John did not have a chart for heading into land in this area, which would have been super helpful. So he did not have that.
What's a chart for heading into land? Like, what?
I'm not a sailor, Michelle.
Okay, he just didn't have one.
He didn't have, he should have, and he didn't.
He should have had that, and he didn't. It was a chart.
Yeah, that's
Probably
the
told you
thesis.
where the land is,
so
or how to get
exactly.
to it. Okay.
I'm guessing a map of some sort, but like more tailored towards sailing.
Listeners who are sailors, join the Discord. Let us know.
Hit us up.
Hit us up. Oh, they should probably be playing fucked up bingo, shouldn't they?
Bingo. We should play bingo too. Okay.
Oh yeah, we should be playing bingo.
We should play bingo
I'm
too.
Sorry. We should.
I'm
play
probably
bingo
gonna
too.
forget
TSFU
thepodcast.com, and then go to bingo, and then go to fucked up bingo.
Go to play with us.
Play with us. Then go to bingo.
Bingo.
Also, under Play With Us is a link to Discord, where you can join Discord and school us about sailing or not.
Yeah.
Just join for fun, too. That's absolutely an option.
Sudden catastrophic event, for sure. Shitty storm.
Yep.
Did any of these people meet on the internet?
I'm considering it was 1982. I don't think so.
Fuck. No. Didn't exist.
Okay, so all I have so
I got my
far
only one.
is the catastrophic event.
Okay.
All
right. Oh, you know what? There's drugs and alcohol, because the wild card was drinking. And woo!
Yes, that's not on my bingo.
Not on yours.
So for anybody who doesn't know, every bingo board is different. It mixes it up. So cool.
All
All right. So John calls the Coast Guard and advises them to go to Wilmington, North Carolina. But in order for them to turn in towards the coast, they kept getting hit broadside, which I do know what that means. It means on the side of the boat instead of the front.
Makes sense.
Or the back, Yeah. It's the worst side to be hit on. Broadside.
Makes sense.
Super bad. Yeah. So in order for them to get back into land, they had to continuously get hit broadside by the waves.
Oh.
And at this point, the engine was overheating and soon they were going to be out of power to talk to anyone.
Oh.
So John radios the Coast Guard for rescue. And it was so interesting because Deb said that as a sailor, it felt like giving up because you only do that as like the very last resort. And I was like, in what situation is it the very last resort if it's not this? Like,
you guys, I just feel like we're giving up.
you're like a little bit too badass for your own good, lady.
Wow.
But at this point, it's John's absolute mission to get to land, to get Meg help, which is why they didn't probably continue to sail into the storm or whatever. He was like, we need to get to land, not to get out of the storm, but to get Meg help for her injury.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So they're trying to head into land, and the Coast Guard said that 2 merchant vessels were on their way. So they're like, okay, cool. Rescue should be here in a few hours. So not long after that, they go to the very top of the crest of a wave and they fall to the bottom and all the windows break.
No.
Water just starts pouring in.
Oh, no.
And the yacht sank within like less than 2 minutes.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So Brad goes to get this tiny, I think it's like a 13-foot dinghy. And Mark gets the raft. It's like this giant inflatable raft. It kind of looks like a suitcase or something that has signaling devices, food, flares, first aid, water purifiers, like everything you would need to survive if you got stuck at sea.
Mm-hmm.
But old wild card.
Oh, no.
Let's go with it.
No. What?
Not on purpose, Wild card. Yeah, what are we gonna do?
See, that's what I was picturing. I was definitely picturing him just being like, guys, let's spice this up. I'm a bit of a wild card. We don't need this. We're figuring it out on our own.
Yeah, no, I just think that he had been fucking drinking all day and was just the worst person in the situation to be dealing with the most precious piece of equipment that they had,
Yeah, no. It's not the right guy for that.
They do have the dinghy, luckily, but the dinghy had none of the food or fucking supplies or anything that the giant raft did. Also, the raft, once it inflated, would have been like really spacious and like good stuff. The dinghy was just like, thank goodness they had it, but not first choice at all.
Great.
Yeah.
They're still in the giant fucking storm, too. Right?
Yeah, that's
like, that
still
hasn't
going
subsided
on. That
yet.
hasn't stopped. No. So the boat is sinking. That's happening. Mark lets go of everything that they need to survive.
Uh-huh.
And everybody's hanging on to the dinghy except for Meg, who is stuck in the rigging of the boat and going down with it.
No!
I don't know what the fuck John, her boyfriend, is doing, but Deb sees that she's fucking going down with the boat, so she swims over and grabs her and takes her back to the dinghy.
Thank God. Oh my God. Could you imagine? You're just like, I'm stuck. The boat's going down and I'm stuck.
No, this story should actually be just called Poor Fucking Meg.
Poor fucking Meg. Episode 110. Poor fucking Meg.
Yeah, because it's nonstop for Meg from not even here on out, from before, than now.
Before.
The whole time,
and now,
basically.
and then in the future.
Yeah. It's...
Ugh.
Well.
Ugh.
Okay, so Deb said that as she was watching the trash man sink, it was the loneliest feeling that she had ever felt in her life. And I can absolutely imagine that. I mean, just, I think you would feel like your fucking heart was sinking with it, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, so they're gathered around this 13-foot rubber Zodiac dinghy, and the air temperature is 40 degrees. So
Oh, God.
they're at risk for hypothermia at this point as well. So they all get under the dinghy to like get out of the air. But Meg has super bad claustrophobia. So
no.
she is the only one who's like outside of the dinghy by herself. I'm sure John, her boyfriend, was probably out there with her sometimes, but everybody else was under the dinghy. So Meg is out there on the outside of the dinghy by herself, weathering the storm with probably like super bruised kidneys and insane wounds, which I'll get to shortly. I can't imagine.
No.
After a long time, they decide they need to get out of the water and into the boat. And once they get Meg into the boat, they see that the wire rigging from the boat had cut her leg literally almost to the bone.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So she had that going for her too. I mean, we haven't even gotten to the sharks yet. You know, it's just
right now it's just Meg. It's just like suffering.
Just Meg having the worst 7 hours of anybody's life. Yeah.
Everyone's in a bad way, but Meg is like, experiencing just everything that could be bad.
Yeah, absolutely. So everybody gets into the dinghy except for Mark and Deb. And Deb's like, Mark, stop kicking me. And he's like, I'm not kicking you. So she looks down and said that she sees just like moving shadows. And she's like, oh
no.
fish. And then she realizes that they're not fucking fish. They're sharks. And she's like, sharks, get out of the water. So her and Mark scramble out of the water. And as soon as they get into the dinghy, she said that just dozens of fins pop out of the water everywhere.
Ugh.
There's just fucking sharks everywhere.
Everywhere. Oh my
Mhm.
God.
I can't imagine something worse. So they're really afraid too, because mind you, the storm is still going on. Like just to add insult to injury and sharks.
That's a new saying. Add insult to injury and sharks.
Yeah. That's a t-shirt, huh?
Yeah. To add insult to injury and sharks.
Yeah. So they're like, fuck, what if our dinghy flips because of the storm and we all get thrown into this shark-infested water? So they take this piece of, I think, plastic or plywood or something that they thought they could make sort of maybe a bit of an anchor out of. And just immediately a shark grabs it and starts pulling it wildly through the water. And this is a 13-foot rubber dinghy with 5 grown adults, so probably about 700 pounds. And this thing is just pulling them at top speed.
Okay, plot twist. The shark knows where land is, and he's like, I got you guys. Let's go. And he's trying to help, and they are resisting, and he's like, no, I'm trying to help you.
I know where land is.
Yeah, I can show you. I live here.
Fortunately, that's
wish.
not how the story went. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's estimated that some of these bad boys were like 18 feet.
Jesus.
That's bigger than the dinghy.
It is
By
bigger
a
than
lot.
the dinghy. That is approximately 3.5 Michelles.
That's just how we measure things.
Yeah, units of Michelle. That's what I'm going with now. For reference, listeners, I'm about 5'7", so if you track the math on that and I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
To add even more insult to injury and
sharks.
it starts raining, but they can't catch any water in their mouth because the wind is blowing it sideways.
Oh.
And Brad said that the wind blowing into his mouth and him not being able to catch any water was actually making him more dehydrated. It's just
makes
like,
sense,
these
'cause
people
you're just-
cannot catch a break. It's so
There's just
fucked.
blowing dry air into your mouth. Like,
Well,
you're
there's-
thirsty?
And there's water pouring from the sky. There's water all around you, and you're like dying of dehydration.
It's one of life's greatest jokes that humans need water to survive and we can't drink 3/4 of it that exists on our planet.
You know what, though? I think they're just hiding water filtration technologies. I think that like way more of the Earth's water
It goes
could
all the
be
way to the top.
drinkable. It just goes
Well, I
all
mean,
the way to the top.
Yes, you can filter. You can make saltwater drinkable, but you have to like be able to boil it, I think.
I'm just saying. I think they're hiding something, Michelle.
You don't know what it is or why or who's hiding it.
No.
Someone somewhere is hiding something and it has to do with the water. Okay. I wish this was part of the story because then I could mark off conspiracy on my bingo card, but I don't think it's
That's a good
part of it.
podcast name. Someone somewhere knows something.
something.
But
It's
that's-
just like someone knows something.
Damn it.
Just with one more word.
Yeah. Okay.
Someone
Taken.
somewhere is hiding something. That's like the spoof podcast version of that.
Someone somewhere
Where
knows
is
some
hiding
things.
Some things. It goes all the way to the top.
Every time.
Every time.
The sharks also knew some things, and that
Uh-huh.
is that they were hungry.
Oh no.
Yeah. Dun dun dun. So just more bummer sauce on the big old bummer salad. They saw a ship in the distance.
I'm sorry. Sauce on your pizza, spaghetti. I would have accepted so many options other than that's dressing. Ashley, you put dressing on salad.
Didn't know what to say.
You can put sauce on so many
What
dishes.
besides pasta now that you said that?
Chicken, steak. Not that I would ever put steak sauce on my steak, but you can.
A1 is A1.
We will never eat steak together.
Yeah, people get embarrassed at restaurants if I go with them and I order steak and I get an A1
It's
bottle
okay.
on the
I
side.
still love you as a person.
They're like, that's like ketchup for steak. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, love
It is what
me
it is.
for me.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what
I'm
say.
sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just had to pause for a minute and acknowledge that you put sauce on salad. That's not the name of that condiment. So hungry sharks. Salad sauce. Hungry sharks putting
Salad
sauce on a person.
So to add more salad to the sauce and the hungry shark, they see this ship in the distance with its lights,
I'm not going to get my hopes up
but that ship can't see them because they don't have flares or anything.
because a fucking wild card.
God damn it, Mark. Yeah. No, Mark gets even crazier. Watch out. Actually, we're going to put a little more sauce on this salad when we get back, so stay tuned. All right, we're back. Back to toss it.
Nope. Not that one. Nope. That means a different thing.
Michelle, they were getting tossed around by the ocean.
You knew what you said.
I
a
can't
family-friendly
speak for where your
podcast.
mind is, but I'm talking about
Means-
hurricanes.
Sexual encounter is an option on this bingo card, but I don't think that's what's happening here.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
Oh,
This whole story is so bad. Okay.
God.
So
all right. Oh,
it's like fucked up how much I'm laughing. It's not funny at all.
It's
like
not.
at all.
your laughter's not
least
funny laughter.
Funny thing I've ever heard. Yeah.
Your laughter is clearly this is awful laughter.
It's like I'm very uncomfortable. And the sharks were always like bumping into the raft, like, hey, what's up? We're here. And then they'd leave them alone for a little bit, like, okay, maybe they went away. But like you said, tiger sharks, they like to check out their prey.
Uh-huh.
So they're hunting. They're hunting
Oh,
them
no.
at this point. Uh-huh. So here's a bit of bad news that we now know that they didn't at the time, which is good because I think that all hope I would have lost hope as soon as the storm hit. But
yeah.
definitely I would have lost all hope at this point. On day 3, it's approximated that they are 140 miles away from any sort of shoreline and drifting farther into the Atlantic.
Jesus. That's
Like, let that sink in.
I have no idea how many Michelles that is away from the shoreline, but it sounds like a lot.
So, way too many. Way
many.
too many.
140 miles. Good Lord.
And at this point, Deb is like, the Coast Guard's not coming. They obviously forgot about us. They're never coming. We're on our own.
Uh-huh.
And it's actually said, which I think is a fucking lie, that someone apparently had called and said that they had arrived somewhere safely. But who would have done that? Nobody. So obviously, I think the Coast
Sounds
Guard
like a conspiracy.
totally fucked up. Again, it goes all the way to the top. Everywhere, every time. The Coast Guard fucked up. It was probably a fucking shift change or something, like you said.
I didn't say that, but I'll accept attribution.
I feel like I saw that somewhere, but maybe it was.
Oh,
in the
that was
fictional
in
movie.
the part of the confusion that led to Tom and Eileen's disappearance.
Yeah.
Shift changes, man. They're
There
bad.
might have been some sort of shift change where, they erased the ships that had supposedly arrived from the day before, whatnot. I don't know, but they didn't send, nobody was coming to help them. Deb was right.
Ugh.
They were on their own, except for with thousands of tiger sharks who wanted to eat them.
Well, I'd rather be on my.
And Deb says that at this point, survival instincts start to kick in and alliances start to form. And I have one question for you, Michelle. Would you like to form an alliance?
Absolutely, I do.
I was like, there's only one fucking correct answer to this. And if she
Learned a long time ago that if Dwight ever asks you if you want to do something, the correct answer is absolutely, I do.
So at this point, Michelle and I would probably be forming an alliance, just like Deb and Brad were, because they were like, you know what? The rest of this crew, we're not too sure about this gang.
They're stuck in a 13-foot boat together. So they're literally just plotting secretly 5 feet away from the people they're plotting. They're like, hey, don't look now. But these guys don't know fucking anything. If I get off this boat, you get off with me.
If they try to eat us, we eat them first.
Eat them
Yeah,
first.
so.
They're like, we can hear you.
Yeah, so shit is getting heavy, real quick. And everybody at this point was starting to form staph infections all over their bodies because the bottom of the boat was just filled with blood and urine and pus. And Meg, with her giant gaping to the bone wounds, was just slowly dying of blood poisoning. And Deb's like, it was super gnarly just watching somebody fucking die slowly in front of you,
Yeah.
Just amongst the rest of the gnarly. So around this time, John and Mark make a really selfish decision. And they're just like, you know what? Fuck it. YOLO. I'm thirsty. I'm drinking this water. And they just start chugging seawater. And everybody's
Don't
like,
do that.
oh my God, stop it. Because everybody knows that, Michelle, do you know?
Don't drink the seawater. It only dehydrates you more. You'll start hallucinating.
Yes, exactly. And Mark, and especially John, being experienced seamen.
I was waiting for a semen joke. I was waiting for it. I'm glad it happened.
Yeah, had to.
Well timed.
Thanks. Definitely knew that this was a big no-no. So Deb or Brad, the episode of I Shouldn't Be Alive that I watched, had interviews with both of them because, surprise, they survived.
Whew.
One of them said that they think that the guys had just given up hope at this point because they obviously knew not to drink the water and what it would do.
Yeah.
So they were just like, whatever, we're going to die anyways. So might as well quench that thirst.
I imagine you have to be at such a desperate point and be so thirsty. You're like, anything would be better than feeling this way. Because also, not only do you know better, but saltwater doesn't taste, it's not a satisfying, it sucks to get saltwater in your mouth.
Yeah.
It's not even it would be oh, this is so relieving. I'm so thirsty. You would have to be at such a desperate level for that to be the option that you're like, this is what we have to do.
Yeah. So they start going for it.
I don't know.
And Deborah knows that it takes about 7 hours for people to start hallucinating and having delusions after drinking salt water. And sure enough, about 7 hours, they both just start to go cuckoo bananas. They're just hallucinating, saying crazy stuff, standing up on the boat, being aggressive. Just, I can't imagine having to deal with people who literally just lost their fucking minds while you're on a tiny boat with them and you don't know what they're going to do, if they're going to flip the boat or whatever, you know, or attack you. So John sees a mirage and he's like, oh my God, you guys, there's land. I'm going to go grab the car. I'll be right back. And they're like, no, there's no land. Like, don't go anywhere. But, well, Mark was crazy and Meg was dying and Deborah and Brad were just also dying and just didn't have the strength to stop him. So he jumps out of the boat and starts swimming away, you know, towards land.
Of course.
And they said that all of a sudden they just hear a shrill scream and then silence. And oh my God, I can't imagine. You're just. And so, of course, now again, Meg, poor Meg, now her boyfriend's dead. He just got eaten by a shark because, like, they knew, you know, obviously.
Yeah.
They were like, all right, well, he just got eaten. It's cool. So at this point, they had a taste for that human meat and they wanted some more. There was blood in the water and they were hungry.
Excellent. Kept me on the edge of my seat with that one.
Yes. And they were hungry. So they kept trying to tip the boat over for like hours. They just kept ramming into the boat. I can't.
Why are they smart enough to know that?
They're so smart. I don't know. They're just smart and predators.
I'm hungry. Oh.
Yeah, so they're trying to fucking tip the boat, which I would like just be dying. I don't know. I don't think I would ever stop like sobbing, but you probably just lose the energy and the like fluid in your body to even cry.
Yeah, you're too dehydrated to cry.
Yeah. And I thought this was so interesting, but Brad said that he was angry when John died because he wanted to come back as a hero. And the fact that he had let John die by not going after him, he said there's nothing heroic about that.
Oh, wow. Pretty victim blamey, if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. Weird. Kind of weird, but okay.
Kind of weird.
And then Wildcard says that he's just going to hop out of the boat really quick just to stretch his legs. He just wants to hang on to the side and stretch his legs. Oh, and this is after he starts telling literally dying Meg that they should have sex.
There's no way he's Meg's uncle secretly, right? I'm almost at bingo. I need creepy uncle.
I was like,
you're like, why?
I was like, wait, what? That's a super weird question, Michelle.
That's really weird.
No.
Why would you ask
wasn't.
that? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so he hops overboard to stretch his legs, and multiple sharks begin to feed on him underneath the dinghy. So Brad and Deb said that they could literally feel Mark being eaten underneath the dinghy.
Oh, God.
As like fucking a froth of blood came up around their boat.
Yeah, it's horrific.
Just
somebody's
somebody's being eaten under me right now, and I'm feeling that happen.
I don't
know.
feel that.
No. So on the fourth night, Meg is like really hallucinating from, you know, dehydration and blood poisoning and probably trauma from seeing her boyfriend getting eaten, and
just everything.
her kidneys are probably failing because, you know, she fucking got hit in the kidneys just like immediately. So yeah, so Meg starts tripping and she starts speaking in tongues and like starts moving her hands around all weird, and at one point tries to attack Brad and Deb. Well, you know, the only two people left. She's obviously not super strong, so they're able to fight her off and they fall asleep. And when they wake up in the morning, she's dead.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, Michelle. But look, things are about to get a little bit better after, like, they suck a little bit more.
Okay.
So they thought of eating her because they were super hungry, but they were like, yeah, she's like real infected with a lot of stuff. So
no, it's not good.
Let's not do that. Yeah. So they decided against that, and they took off her clothes and her jewelry so that they would have something to give to her family. And they put her overboard and said they just went to sleep so that they wouldn't have to hear or see when the sharks ate her.
Oh.
Yeah, so they're taking a little nap ski, and Brad wakes up and he's like, "Oh my God, there's a boat. Look." And Deb's like, "Yeah, like I've heard that story 1,000 times now. Like, sure, you know." And he's like, "No, look." And she looks over, and there's a huge Russian freighter, and they like throw the flotation device that's round.
Oh, lifesaver. Nope. A boot. I call it a lifesaver because that's what the mint is designed to look like.
Yeah.
A personal flotation device of some sort.
The ring.
A floaty.
The floaty
They
ring.
throw a
Hold on.
floaty ring at her.
I gotta look at.
Playing real fast and loose with bingo. And I'm still struggle bussing because I've got a couple that are too oddly specific. Creepy Uncle, Munchausen.
It's called a
Any
throw
of those.
ring.
A throw ring. Oh, well, I never would have gotten that.
So they throw a super long rope with a throw ring, and Deb just like fucking immediately hops out of the boat and starts swimming for that. I would have been like, "Can you pull a U-turn?
Turn around."
Yeah, I would not have been at all. No, I don't know. I don't even know if I could get into that water. Like, how scary is that?
No.
Like, she had to hop.
No.
They had to both get in the water and like swim over to the ring.
I mean, I guess at that point, you're just so desperate to be saved that like,
your fear of getting eaten after you saw 2 other people get eaten is
3, right? Well, I guess I didn't see Meg, but
she probably got eaten though.
well, yeah, they just didn't see
They
it.
they weren't passing up a hot meal, you know.
No.
Not those sharks. Yeah, so both Deborah Scaling-Kiley and Brad Cavanagh survived this insane ordeal.
Thank God.
Yeah, I cannot imagine. She was the subject of multiple books, and she also became a motivational speaker. But she did pass away in Mexico at age 54 in 2012. And Brad Cavanagh is still a mariner, which is absolutely fucking mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, I would not. 0% chance I would be a mariner.
She kept doing boat stuff too. She, like, I would 20 out of 10 never go near the ocean again.
Never. Nope, wouldn't even look at it. Wouldn't even want postcards with it on them.
Yeah, just tear it up immediately.
Yeah, I wouldn't even watch Laguna Beach anymore.
Wow, that's a throwback. I worked with one of those girls, Jessica, the one with the big titties, who dated
Wait,
Jason.
When? Yeah.
When I was like 23. Fun fact.
Okay, wait. Jessica, Laguna Beach. Oh, Jessica Smith is her name. Wait, you worked with her?
Yeah, for a couple years at a sushi restaurant in Laguna Beach.
Are you guys still friends?
No, we weren't like really friends. We were like party friends. But then this super hot guy came in one time, and then they started dating. And then they got married, and she moved to Texas and had like 6 kids and became super religious.
That's a plot twist I
If you
wasn't
happen
expecting.
to be listening, what up, Jessica? Say what's up. That would be
Jessica,
weird. She's probably
I'm a
not
huge
listening.
fan. Huge fan. Would love
Please
your
say
autograph.
hello.
Yeah, would love a shout out on your socials. My name's Michelle Mosher.
No biggie.
Oh my God. That's cool.
Yeah, so that is that Cat in the Hat.
Wow.
I would say moral of this story is if you go in the ocean, recognize that that is not your territory. It's not the shark's fault that they're sharks.
Yeah.
We go up into their cave, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm referencing like a bear on land, if you got that.
Oh.
Like
okay.
if you go into a bear's cave, like expect that a bear might be there and not be stoked that you're there, you know?
Yeah. And if you go into the ocean, expect that there are sharks and they might do shark stuff.
Shark be doing shark
Shark's gonna
stuff.
shark.
Shark's gonna shark.
Shark's gonna shark.
And also, Jaws is coming out in 3D sometime soon. And I'm definitely going to go see it.
Yeah. That's going to be great.
You know what I always thought would be really scary if they like made some sort of thing where you watched movies about sharks, but in a pool.
That would be awful. And then like they just like had things
Brush against your leg
yeah.
and shark fins pop
Like a
up.
4D movie. Oh my God.
Wouldn't that be the scariest thing in the world?
Also, by the way, I was so close on bingo. I was missing Munchausen, I was missing Creepy Uncle, and I was missing Religion, Occult. Any of those would have given me a bingo. I played
Nice.
fast and loose on a few, like secret language / vocabulary. Because she was speaking crazy talk. I was like,
Mhm.
that's like a secret language.
Yeah.
Cannibalism and sexual encounter. Those were both things they thought about doing but didn't actually do. But
Yeah.
yeah. Conspiracy, because they said that they were back when they actually weren't, or they were like, somebody said they were safe.
Yeah.
Those were the ones I played fast and loose on. But most of the other ones, animals, sharks, victim
don't
blaming.
know. I don't even think those were that fast and loose.
Not fast. Oh, thank you. If only somebody had been a creepy uncle, would have been great. But alas, ooh, creepy uncles in this story.
You know, creepy uncle doesn't mean uncle necessarily. It kind of means just like a creepy dude. But it
creepy
means
male.
usually more in the sense of
I get it.
whatever. Do it.
Do it.
I'm going to give it to you. Do it. Yeah.
Okay.
That guy
All
was
right.
creepy.
Bingo.
Woo! He
Yes.
was trying to like get with Meg while she was dying. So that's
That's
creep
creepy uncle
status.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a creepy uncle move for sure.
That's creep move for sure.
Nice. Good job.
Ugh. Excellent. Oh yeah.
Don't cry, Michelle. It's okay.
I
Two
know.
of them made
Tell
it
me,
out.
I don't know why. Two of them. Poor Meg.
Oh,
fucking Meg.
That's the name of the episode. Poor Meg.
Poor fucking Meg.
Okay, so we are gonna get out of here. It's been a really wacky couple of episodes. Hope you guys have freaked out as much as us. Did you have fun? I know that you had heard that story before, but was it fun like hearing it again with some new added details?
Was. I forgot the details. So it was like good to revisit the details.
Yeah.
I forgot a lot of the fucked upness.
And man, Tom and Eileen and everybody else who gets left in the ocean. I mean, woof. But I do love to talk about it. And aren't we glad that we just like stopped talking about murder for like a week or two? I needed like a little bit of a
We're going to get
break.
right back in it.
But fear not, next week we're going to get right back into some murder, abduction, all that good stuff. So we
Everything we
hope
love.
you enjoyed the little shark break because it is Shark Week here at TSFU, the podcast, because we do what we want.
Do what we want.
And our listeners are also, they do what they want because they're badasses. What's up, you guys? You're the best. Thank you for taking the time and energy and money to become our patrons and to leave us reviews. So we definitely want to say super big thank you to our new patrons, Alexandra, April, Chris, Nicole, Catherine, Tony, and Tracy. We love
Thank
y'all.
you, friends. We love you.
So nice.
Thank you.
And we've gotten some really nice reviews from Goatbo 1918, Grande Meal, Linz S16, Heather Psych RN, Nana of 9,
Oh, no.
Bass Ass 14,
This
Basass,
is my favorite. Bass ass.
Bass Ass maybe, Bass Ass 14.
You know what? I am picturing a fish with a big old badonk on it. That's what I see when I see bass ass. I love
And
it.
it's a 14-year-old
Oh no, gross stuff.
fish. No, the fish is 14.
Oh, okay. Which in
In
people
fish years, that's
I
like
don't know how
80.
that- Yeah.
or
Okay.
something.
Good. I'm like, don't make me creepy.
No, you already are. Sorry.
Old fish.
We
Thanks.
both are. Everybody here is. It's okay. We're all friends. And
Sorry.
Hannah Klein.
Hannah Klein and Molecular Mermaid. That was a tongue twister. Sliffland. I think you gave me the hard ones to say.
Yeah, purposely.
Texas Dem one. The Mrs. Mitchell.
Those ones were super hard.
Yeah, that one was easy. Nikki D 1016, what up? Dana M Thompson, Sam C, Carly, who was our 150th written review and contest winner.
And we just got Patreon exclusive mugs back in stock. Y'all, we have these. Let me just tell you, like I would if I were on QVC. They're gorgeous high glass black mugs with a stunning and vibrant handprint, which is dripping, and it says, "That's so fucked up." It does not say TSFU the podcast, "That's so fucked up the podcast." And this mug is available to you only if you are a $10 patron or more. It will never be sold to the public. So if you want to get an exclusive mug, you can join the Patreon at patreon.com/TSFU. If you want to be cool like April, Alexandra, Chris, Nicole, Catherine, Tony, Tracy, and about 65 other people.
That's true. All right. Our other reviews are Comics P, K8T489, Jessie Ray Knits. Jessie Ray, I want to see what you knit. Can you show me your knits?
Show us your knits.
Show us your knit. Jessica JTTTXT TLW202. Thanks, friend.
Woo!
We love you. We appreciate you.
Y'all are the best. Thank you so much.
You are. Thebomb.com.
Hey, remember, meet me over at TSFU Presents on Monday morning for the premiere of my new spinoff. And while I talk to Miss Dr. Brianna Fox about Ted Bundy. It's going to be the tits.
Stoked.
Show us your knits. Show us your tits. Whatever. Don't show us your tits.
Your knits.
But we do love knits. Sweaters, cross stitches,
That's
all
true.
of that.
I love a
We
good
actually
knit.
have, in the Discord, we have a channel called What the Fuck Are You Making? And people often share things that they're, doing knitting type of things with. It's like knitting,
I love that.
crocheting.
As someone who can't make anything, I'm literally so impressed by everyone anytime that someone makes something.
Yeah, it's really cool. Now we're just like,
Now we're just here.
here talking. So we'll get out of here. So
Yeah,
remember, folks, it's not a cult. It's just a podcast.
really, it's a cult.
It is. It's a really good one.
The best cult.
Yeah, it probably is.
Bum 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 bum. That's fucked up. I'm so fucked up. Can't you see? It's just really fucked. That's fucked up.